Okay, so this is my audience, Ryan
Hi.
and Kaylee and my mom, Nicole. So, there you go. Okay, so hi everybody, and thank you for coming. I was wondering if any of you guys ever wanted to save money in your life. Any of
Me?
you? Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, have any of you guys ever wanted to save money for your company and kind of be the hero?
Yeah.
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 No.
Sure. So, I did a feasibility study about E-Fax, which is an electronic faxing service, which we will get into later, or traditional faxing, which is more feasible and economical. I'll go into a little detail about my work and what we kind of do there so you guys get a background of why I did this study. I work at a place called Fox Valley Quality Control Lab, and it's a small lab on the border of Neenah and Appleton. We test milk samples for components such as the lactose in there, the protein, the fat, all that stuff. We test and see what is the milk made of. We do bacterial counts, how much bacteria is in the milk, and then we also detect any antibiotics that the cow was given, and we can test that through the milk. Not only do we test cow milk, but we also do test sheep and goat milk too, so that keeps it interesting. Faxing is vital to our lab because that's how we, for some patrons or some customers, that's how we send out their results for their tests. A lot of them prefer to get faxes versus emails because a lot of them are older, so they're not really up with the technology times, so they do like faxes. It's also really quick and easy to just push a button and have it sent to them. So, the feasibility study was conducted to determine if it would be beneficial for Fox Valley Quality Control Lab to switch to electronic faxing versus traditional faxing, based on monetary and environmental aspects. So I will go into a little bit of what E-Fax and traditional faxing were, at least for our company, what it means. So, Mom, you said you have used E-Fax. Can you maybe give Brian and Kaylee a little rundown of what E-Fax is?
Okay, what E-Fax is to me is it's an online program I use that I receive my work faxes and I use it to send my faxes from work to my customers.
Okay.
Along with that, I have a voicemail that if people call the number I'm assigned with E-Fax, that they can also just leave a voicemail for me.
Okay, well that sounds nice. That's definitely some of the benefits that I saw through their website. A couple other ones that were mentioned that are not with traditional faxing would be to receive, sign and send the faxes, not only online but through a mobile app, which could be quite convenient. You can do an electronic signature. There is a lifetime storage for the faxes, so if you need to check and make sure that you sent out something or that you think you forgot or for whatever reason, you can go and look it up and make sure that you sent it. They have an address book, so you can keep the numbers to make it quick and easy. Just, push the contact and go and send it. And you can also preview your fax before you send it, which, it might not look the greatest. You might want to redo it, whatever. You can check that. So that is E-Fax. So it's, an electronic faxing service overall. And then traditional faxing is just sending a fax through a phone line with a fax machine. And that's what we're doing currently. So I did the feasibility study, and what that consisted of was me going through, the first thing I did was I kept track for about 2-3 days, or I think it might have been 2 weeks, a couple days, whatever. I went through and I counted the number of paper wasted and faxed. So it averaged to be about 12 pages per day that were printed, faxed, and tossed, recycled. So that was kind of a waste. And I also contacted a customer service representative with Comcast, which is who we go through for our phone lines, to see how much it would be to get rid of a phone line or how much a phone line costs. As you can see on your handouts that I gave you guys, there is this graph on here, and it goes through the cost of operations for E-Fax and traditional faxing. So as you can see, the blue is E-Fax and the red is the traditional faxing. The blue right here for the first month with startup is $383.95. And that includes employee training, so we would need an employee to learn and be the experts on the E-Fax subject. And then they would need to train the other employees how to use the program. So that can definitely be expensive because obviously they would be getting paid for this and they wouldn't be able to perform their normal daily duties. So we would definitely need to take that into consideration. Then there would be the $19.95 per month fee for the E-Fax, and that is an every month fee. And then 10 cents extra per sheet that we would go over. The E-Fax plan for $19.95 per month includes 200 pages. We actually would go over that per month. So I included about average how much we would go over in this $383.95 here. So based on this, that is quite a big chunk of startup expense. If you look at the red, the traditional faxing, it is way less with $26.49. And that includes our monthly phone line fee, our paper and ink that we would use. We already have a fax machine because, like I said, traditional faxing is what we are currently using, so we wouldn't need really much of a startup cost for that. So this would be the first month. Then if you look over to the right on that sheet, on the graph down here, it would be to your left. The consecutive months after that, after the startup cost, would be $35.95 for E-Fax per month, and traditional faxing would be $26.49. Now as you can see, the E-Fax is still more expensive than the traditional faxing, and that takes into account the paper, the ink, and all that stuff, and then the E-Fax takes into account the overages and the monthly fees and all that stuff. So, in conclusion, the study was turned out to be not feasible as far as the monetary aspects of switching to the E-Fax versus the traditional faxing. So we will be staying with the traditional faxing. As far as for the environmental factors for this, there was an average of 12 sheets per day. That is still waste, but we do recycle the sheets, and I don't want to say it's not enough to matter because every sheet matters, but the monetary is just, it far outweighs the environmental. So we had to just, based on the monetary, that we would stay with the traditional faxing. So do any of you guys have any questions at all about the services of E-Fax or traditional faxing or anything about what I've talked about today?
I have a question. Did you notice when looking through E-Fax that they did have a manual available on their online site?
Oh, for training?
Yes.
I did not see that, no.
Yes, they do have a manual that is available, so that would help with the training costs.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that you are aware of that.
Okay, so would you say that you like e-faxing versus regular faxing?
I think the difference with my company compared to yours is because we have a nationwide company where yours is just
Local, yeah.
a local one office deal, where I think the E-Fax for a nationwide company is very beneficial for our company.
Okay, yeah, I would have to agree. We do fax a lot, but I mean, it's not really everywhere. It's mostly in Wisconsin. So.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The 19, however much a fee is for a month.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can upgrade for like a different price if you have like way more than 200 faxes?
Yeah,
Did you see anything like
I
that?
actually did look into that, and there is a basic program, or I shouldn't say program, I should say a basic plan, a monthly plan. that is a little bit cheaper, but it only includes, I believe, 100 faxes.
What about if you wanted more?
There is not an option for that.
So you have to do the 10 cents per?
Yeah, so, and that's definitely one of the things that I took into consideration because we do fax more than 200 pages
Okay.
a month. So
Gotcha.
we definitely wanted to make sure that we included all that stuff in there. So
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for listening, and hope you guys at least learned something. So okay, thanks guys.